get what I deserve. So give me reason, prove me wrong, to wash this memory clean. Let the sun drop the distant scenery. Give me reason to stand and know, and that's the space between.
Keep a fadeaway shot, 'cause we ballin' and spittin' up Patron every hour. Look, mama, how you just like the flowers. Girl, you the juice with all that goody power. You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down, down.
You spin my head right around when you go down, when you go down.
From the top of the pole, I watch her go down. She got me throwing my money around. Ain't nothing more beautiful to be found.
Welcome to the Real Sports Rundown. I am your host, Ryan Gentile. On tap for today's show, my friends, we talking NBA Finals. I almost said Kobe versus Lakers again. That's right, I messed up last week. Lakers versus Magic. We got Federer getting his 14th Grand Slam, Randy Johnson joining an exclusive club, and some Bret Farve news. Whoopee. Well, we're going to kick it off, though, with the NBA Finals. And after 3 games, the Lakers lead 2-1 over the Orlando Magic. And the Los Angeles Lakers in Game 1 pretty much put a beating down on the Magic. Kobe Bryant dropping 40 points, having 8 assists in that game. Magic, we don't even know where they showed up. There's no telling what happened with them. Game 2 was a different story, though, man. They came out firing. They had a chance to win that game. Hito Turkoglu makes a great block on Kobe Bryant with 0.6 seconds left, wisely calls a timeout. And then they throw a lob to Courtney Lee, who, it wasn't a great pass, and he was kind of under the backboard, but he missed the layup. Oh, man, he was wide open for that shot. Kobe Bryant even said it himself, man. He saw that, and he went, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So they had a chance to win, and then the Magic ended up losing in overtime in that game, and a lot of people were trying to blame Courtney Lee for that loss. First of all, the guy's a rookie. You can't put it on his shoulders like that. He had an opportunity. Yes, I know he messed up a lot during the game, but you can't blame him for that one act, okay? And second of all, the Magic lost that game in overtime, okay? They had a second opportunity. It wasn't like they were down a point trying to make the basket to win. They were trying to win the game because they were tied. They had the chance in overtime because Kobe Bryant was not himself. He was not playing like Kobe Bryant usually does, like he did in Game 1. He didn't drop 40 like he did in Game 1. So you had the opportunity. The Magic lost the game, not Courtney Lee. And for anybody that's ever played basketball, that's a difficult shot to make. Okay, the way he was going, his momentum's taking him. He's under the basket. He did the best he could with what he had at that time. He missed a layup. No big deal, in my opinion. But Paul Gasol did look like he goaltended. His hand hit the rim, but they were saying the rim did not move. Well, maybe the rim didn't move, but that backboard sure as hell was shaking. So should goaltending have been called? Maybe so. But you really don't want to end a Game 2 of an NBA Finals like that, so I understand not really making that kind of call. But in Game 3, different story. The Magic turned it around, and they whooped the Lakers at home. Okay, maybe they didn't whoop them, but they sure shot well because you knew they were going to. They shot 75% from the field in the first half, and then they shot 62% for the entire game. You don't see that in an NBA Finals game, or you do, but not that. It's very rare when you see that, so that's something amazing in itself right there. Kobe Bryant had 21 points in the first half. Okay, so what did he do in the second half? He only scored 10 in the second half, missing free throws at the end of games. Man, I think he missed 5 free throws in that game. So Kobe Bryant once again maybe getting fatigued a little bit, not hitting his free throws, maybe getting not being able to make shots toward the end of the game. That could be very costly for the Lakers in this finals. And Dwight Howard had 21 points and 14 rebounds, and the Magic pick up their very first win ever in an NBA Finals, ever since, because they got swept their first finals appearance by a certain Houston Rockets team. Then, yes, I still hang on to that championship glory of mine because, well, what can I say, I'm a Houston boy. So right now, do we have a series? Well, the Magic are going to have to win the next 2 at home because the final 2 are going to be in Los Angeles. I really believe that they're going to do it. I believe the Lakers will lose the next 2 games in Orlando. Orlando has their momentum back. I think they got it after Game 2, even after that loss. They's like, look, we can play with these guys. It was just a big fluke that we even lost that game. So I believe they still take the Lakers in 6. Okay, mark my words, because they got the next 2 games at home, and they are tough to beat at home. And when they get that crowd going, they're going to shoot lights out because the bucket looks like this big to them. So we'll see how that goes. But Orlando Magic are still winning in 6. I'm sticking to my guns. And for those of y'all that don't believe me, who cares? All right, well, Randy Johnson joined an exclusive club. He is now a 300-game winner, and he could possibly be the last one to ever join that exclusive club. Right now, he is only the 24th pitcher to reach that win total. He ranks 5th in wins among lefties. He's the second active pitcher with 300s. The other is Tom Glavine, who right now is unemployed at the moment. He's the second oldest pitcher to reach 300 at age 45. Phil Niekro was the oldest at 46. And he is the very first ever 300-game winner to defeat all 30 Major League teams. And as we mentioned, he might be the last 300-game winner. The next closest is Jamie Moyer at 250 wins, but he is 46 years old. And Andy Pettitte has 220 wins, but he is 36 years old. So really don't see those guys getting to 300 wins because they're not the pitchers they used to be, and they're getting older, and they don't go deep into games anymore. So it's harder to guarantee yourself a win when you have to rely on bullpens and you have innings pitched. We might never, ever see another 300-game winner in the major leagues with the way things are working. A lot of people are thinking CC Sabathia can do it. He's going to have to pitch really well for a very, very long time. And right now the way they're talking, oh, well, he stays with the Yankees if he stays with the Yankees. So will we ever see a 300-game winner? In my opinion, I don't think we ever will. Not in my lifetime anyways. Unless somebody comes straight out of high school, wins a bunch of games, I think almost an average of 10 to 15 games for like a 20-year span, something like that, then yeah, maybe we'll see a 300-game winner again. But I might be dead by the time that happens. So we'll have to see how that happens. Moving on to the tennis news. Roger Federer picks up his 14th Grand Slam. Now, I'm not a tennis guy, but I have to mention it because that's a pretty great accomplishment there, because Pete Sampras has the record with 14 Grand Slams. Federer ties Sampras. And kind of a quick note on that, the weird part about that was that Federer won it at the French Open where Pete Sampras never won. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But a lot of people are saying Rafael Nadal, would have been a better matchup for Federer because Nadal owns Federer on clay, and since the French Open is played on clay, would Federer have won? You can't really do that. You can't sit there and say something like that, because there's a lot of what-ifs out there in the world of sports, What if the Astros, had better hitting in the World Series? Would they have gotten swept? What if Michael Jordan never retired? Would they have won 8 straight championships? See, you can't do it because you do not know. So give credit where credit is due. Roger Federer picking up his 14th Grand Slam. Congratulations on that. More than likely, he will probably go down as one of the greatest, or at least the top 2 greatest tennis players to ever play this game. And he'll definitely pick up number 15 sooner than later because he's only 27 years old. So now we have to move on to some football news. That's right. Bret Farve is trying to come out of retirement. He had surgery on his shoulder because, supposedly the Vikings were looking to pick him up. Well, then Ray Childress, the coach, gives him a deadline. You have till the end of the week. And now I hear today that they recanted that, saying we're not in pursuit of Bret Farve. So what does Bret Farve do now? Dude, Bret Farve, you're the greatest to ever play this game. I was privileged enough to see you play live against my Houston Texans. That's right, them right up there. And you demolished them, but I didn't care about them. I wanted to see you play, man, because I thought you were going to retire sooner than later. That was like 5 years ago, I think it was. So, but man, just stay retired. I understand you got the itch for it. I understand you think you can do it, but you know what? Just leave it where it is. Now, if you do come back and play, great, man. I'll root for you. I will hope you do well, but I prefer you to stay retired, man. It's probably better off for everybody. And also, in a final note, the Cowboys are looking to bring back Adam Pac-Man Jones to the mix. That's according to the owner, Jerry Jones. Now, he was making a joke about it, we think, and then he recants his statement saying, oh, well, we're not bringing back Pac-Man Jones. So why'd you say it? Because it's not like somebody in the media brought it up, I don't believe. I believe you brought it up. So if it wasn't going to happen, why'd you bring it up? So, anyways, don't bring back Pac-Man Jones. I think he's overrated anyways. He's not that good of a player. I mean, great cornerback, but those guys are, you can find those anywhere in the league and in the draft. So, all right, on that note, that's going to do it for this week's show. Stay tuned for next week because we're going to have lots more to talk about. By that time, I believe the NBA Finals might be over, so we'll have lots to get to there. Baseball and football is right around the corner, so we'll be talking about that soon. So to my friends that have been itching for me to talk about football, don't worry, guys. It's going to happen soon. This is the Real Sports Rundown. I am your host, Ryan Gentile. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.